Cutting the 3Ds, or the threads. As many have found, throughout the course of my writings, phonics plays the role of the major, not minor key in regards to the song of the universe. It is a magical world, for those with the eyes to see it and the heart to accept it. If you doubt this, simply look into the eyes of a young child whom you are diligently painting their canvas for them to destroy that and create them in your image versus their own. All of my former beliefs were instilled on my canvas for me, long before I was able to hold my own paintbrush, where I was raised in the image, as is everyone, of those around me. I was never given the choice to be anything other than what those closest around me painted on my canvas upon arriving here. But I did have the choice to play this particular game piece to see if I could get out of this web of webs game we all create every instant of the now. There will be those who cry foul and victim and will spend their entire game whining about how bad they have it, how wrong others are, yet will never take the time to take a step back and see this world as just a game, one ride of infinite rides in our one-mind universe. It is simple. God playing a game of what it feels like to not be God. In this sense, you already know that the outcome is immortality, but there's no real game in that, so we have to create the illusion of mortality to get a rush of emotions, something an all-knowing God won't get to experience until I experience it. I could complicate it, but then that's what the ego programs love, and will maintain a circular pattern until the real you has had enough and learned the lesson. This is a game of complete separation from the all in all its glory. We are the masters of stopping our own creations to experience the mirror. We are elite at defying natural order, natural order, and have broken away from the mainstream of creation and bought into the mainstream of destruction. Just have a look at the world around you and you'll see your own part in this destruction. I chose to stop that pattern. Our supposed court systems are the highest order of defying nature, where some take it upon themselves to judge others. Mother Nature is a serial killer, where the creation of life is her modus operandi, and she will stop at nothing, absolutely nothing, to get her way. She will even use a lethal virus to make her point and lay waste to everything getting in her way by using a life force to take another one out of the way, such as parts of the human race, etc. There is a reason why medicines that used to work don't work anymore, because you cannot defy the natural order of things. The real hubris of ego is actually thinking you can. Therein lies the basis of the overall game. I see everything as a singularity from my naturally dualistic game piece, and I show this clue in the overall reality for those with eyes to see the clue of me, magnetic electric, me. Magnetism is the power, and electric is the force. Power is the source, where electricity forces its way through wires and the like, as neatly illustrated in the actual creation of electricity via magnetic dynamos. Any power plant on the planet shows this natural order. The prodigal son is the creation and effect of the magnetic mother, and has the illusion of power because electricity can, after the cause, create other magnets, and thus the cycle of creation bursts forth. So how does one illustrate this even clearer? It all fits so neatly together and creates one common thread, or as I pronounce it, 3D, where the EA is sounded like E in each. That's the joy of phonics, or Phoenician law, in that any letter, number, or sigil can be pronounced using any and all the programmer rules. But you have to break the original sin or programming first. If you don't, then you will remain spellbound by another's intent. You may have noticed a few emotions and reactions within yourself as you read or hear this, and that is the evidence of your being at effect to another's reality as painted for you since birth. When you finally understand that you are all, and all are you in this mental carnival, then you will begin to see how well your canvas was painted for you in another's point of view. You believe the things you do because your game piece body is activated where it was born into that particular reality to experience the separation from other points of you activated elsewhere. You will believe that you are Christian or Muslim or whatever, based solely upon where the current version of you showed up here. Such is the nature of the 3D game and your thread that both connects and separates you from the one consciousness at the same time. That is the singularity of duality. You are all these things from different points of you, merely experiencing this reality with the illusion of separation. To the degree that you can see this is the degree you will experience that contrast. Here it is all about contract, where the C is sounded as an S, where it does in other words. To the degree that you defy this natural order is the degree that you will experience the mirrored duality of destruction versus creation. The higher you climb a mountain on one side of the planet makes you equally lower on the other, another singularity. It's not so much as what you're looking at, but how and from where you're looking at it. Where an ant can recognize a blade of grass or another larger insect, it cannot fathom the concept of what an elephant is due to its limited point of view and its perspective on the larger picture screen of life. Humans are exactly the same, and we get the vastness of the universe to illustrate the perspective of that ant. I chose to stop being the ant while being the ant at the same time. The real trick for me was cutting all the threads that bound me to a poised position. I found the scissors in creation herself, sound. This magic is easy to find, and it also proves you right every time. What has happened to our society as a whole is that we were steered away from our childlike nature, engulfed in childish and irresponsible adulthood, where we are returning to the magic now. Some faster than others, but all is perfect. You would never see the rung of the ladder you're on without being able to contrast where you've climbed from. That is the job of our other points of you, and it is in this concept that you will find gratitude for where you are. It is not your job to awaken humanity. It is your job to awaken yourself, where the other points of view serve as the mirror contrast only. They serve as a point of reference for your map, for where you are, where you've been, and where you're going, all in the same instant of now. To the degree that you can accept this, you will experience it in various forms of good and evil contrasting. Do you fight or fighty? Is your battle everyone? Is your battle one? Get this right. Is your battle one or one for saving self or saving all? Are you fighting a parking ticket for yourself or for everyone? This is the master key. Where was it? Sorry, guys, the scroll's slow. Okay. Let me see if I get back here. I like doing this anyway. It gives you a chance to absorb. All right. Do you fight or fighty? Is your battle one or one for saving self or saving all? Are you fighting a parking ticket for yourself or for everyone? This is the master key to intent and to what level you will experience your new timeline. Are you still screaming at one situation and missing all the situations? Are you cutting one thread or 3D for you, or are you cutting them for everyone? Truth be known, your choices manifest throughout the universe whether or not you are aware of this, or, more importantly, can accept responsibility for your selfish or selfless actions. Simply needing to judge another is in defiance of natural law and creation, and why the whole court system is a parasite on creation, where those that choose that are both the parasite and virus feeding it. It is also the chink in Mother Nature's, or Mother, not yours, creation. Can you honestly say that you know better than creation itself? The illusion of time will keep you spellbound as well. There are many on this planet that have created great harms on others and never got caught, but that doesn't mean they won't pay the cab driver. Every detour off the path of truth and abundance, the cab driver starts the meter running, and that's a Demeter or Demeter of meter. That price is always paid in full before being allowed back into the stream of natural order's highway. It only matters what you choose, and then let nature take its course, say, the heart of creation. Those that do not understand the immutable laws of nature will be crushed by them in the same manner that an elephant doesn't notice an ant underfoot. Ask the elephant if it feels bad, and it will answer you that every choice both it and the ant made put them together where the elephant fared better. The more one defies truth, the more one defies nature and moves closer to the ant status versus being the elephant in the room. I see the courts as a field of ants and me as the elephant in the room. When you can see yourself the same way, then you'll begin to grasp the enormity of what I am sharing in these few words. When a door opens for you, do you walk through or hold the door to make sure the rest of humanity can come through? I am holding that door, and only those willing to stand in truth will pass through. No one comes to the Fa Theos in consciousness spirit breath, Father, but through me. It is my wish that you are beginning to see the gods that you truly are, where I already know this. It is my wish that all creation be yours, versus claiming little pieces of land and things in exchange for that. All of creation is my wish for you, where I am hoping that you will grant my wish equally. It is my wish that you turn your waters of truth into wine versus wine. Your higher self is calling you, and I'll personify that with the scene from 1992's Aladdin. Aladdin was floating on the magic carpet off the edge of a very high balcony where Jasmine was sitting. Your Aladdin is asking your lower self, Jasmine, the same question. Do you trust me? All you need do is answer yes. Step off the precipice onto the magic carpet, and it will take you wherever your heart's desire leads. No strings attached, nothing to own, and all things within the limitless creations are yours. This is the trouble most people have, thinking a leap of faith is wider than the Grand Canyon, where it is merely a step, but one that you must take where I've taken mine. Am I not proof enough that there is nothing to fear? As an example of this, let me share it this way. If someone now asks me to help them with solving their mortgage issues, I will simply reply that you need to use the same document you wrote for me when my house and home was in peril. I have shared every experience of my walk in this realm with everyone, either through writing, talking, and showing in explicit detail in a vast array, yet people still ask me to do things I will not do since I've already done them. This is what I like to call having mitten strings, where I have severed all threads to allow you to fly. I am kicking you all out of my nest now. I have given you wings to fly, and you will choose to use them or hold them up and crash into the ground. I let nature take its course, and if you fly or fall will be determined by your choice, not mine. I have been judged far more than most on countless occasions, and in countless ways where it is all water off this swan's back. Here is a little rosebud for you. What if I told you that you can reverse every court order? I accept all things on my terms, by my definition, and will interpret my common law with me law. If you accept tenant, if you accept tenant as per someone else's definition, then you are under their spell. Since all man-made laws are based in Roman civil law, which is based on ancient Phoenician law, then as per the maxim, those who make the laws must obey the laws, as per their very limited definition, then. What's good for the goose is fair play for the gander. Phonic's law is the law of creation herself, where everything to get to this point was merely a clue to the hidden secrets of creation, so that we can have a game at all. Let's reverse that word, then using the true laws of nature. 10 ant is how it sounded out, not 10 ant. 10 is a number as well in the form of 1, 0. A 1 is singular, such as the single self I, and the 0 or se ro is the same as an O. The 1s and 0s also make up the binary language for computers and is dualistic in the manner of on and off, where the on ice, onus, is yours, and the off ice is theirs. Io is the goddess of creational void, the most ancient of all, and is the all. Ent is also something else together. It means mind and purest ent, in love mind. This is where the master and the slave exist at the same time, in the same word, and is solely dependent on your interpretation where de is of in French. English or angelish, angel man, is only one of many tongue languages where every language is part of sound, not the other way around. One sound in one language has entirely different intention via the spelling, where I simply use the spellings as I wish, not assumed by another. If one assumes that I only speak one language and define my words in only one language, has made the most fatal of mistakes. So, if someone had ordered the tenant to vacate immediately, I fully accept, alternating current of God, that off her. Let me show why you must accept all things after all. Here's what I accept. Creation of mine in my mind also to go to spirit of love, lave, law of truth, where I am mediating calm. Yeah, I'll take that order. When we assume the literal, we are at effect to someone else's intent and ignorance. The literal is the garbage piled up in the yards of your minds, and why you will only find the way home through the heart. Your gold, with the silent L, intent, has been mined, M-I-N-E-D, to make mine, by another. In short, your God status is given away where the vampires were invited in. The va-empires are fallen, where the va-empires have returned. You are the fires of creation herself. This is the true Promethean fire within. Va, to go to, the M, magnetic, fires, or their empires. You choose. I'm betting that all this time you only thought of vampires as evil bloodsuckers, where now you can hopefully see the mirrored singularity where your creation lies. This is where your allies become the all lies, and your axis is where X marks the spot. When you can redefine the sounds in your chosen tongue, you redefine them in all tongues. The ones that like to babble on mindlessly are the fallen ones of Babylon. They are the monkey chatterers of the barren cane fields, and are best alone, where I only offer rosés or spirit breaths of creation herself. If every word can be reversed in the mirror, and it can, what terms now will you accept? The ones you take literally by someone else's assumed definition, or the ones you'd redefine for yourself? Every document ever written by any and all courts has this same mirror contained within it, but you will never see this until you choose to follow creation herself. Sound. The Masonic, the mother sound. I found the reverse G, where the one you see is only half the story. When you mirror the G over itself, you are left with the Greek letter theta, which is the O with a line through the middle, Horus, Sun, T, all I, horizontally, and is pure spirit. When you mirror the duality of D, you have the vert I call, the green I cull, where ver, T, is the truth of love, and the cull or of love, or lave. Law is only half the story, where lave is the whole. If you're still trying to figure this out, then you are still spellbound and are not listening to creation's sounds. You do not need a dictionary for phonics, because there isn't one that can be written big enough to encompass all creation, since all creation is sound, and your intent is the creation. If I can control your words, I control your creation spirals. I can do whatever I want to craft my spells via sounds through the sigils we created, and now I know how to use them. Be mindful, if your intention is only for the betterment of self only, the cab driver will start the meter where fair becomes fair. And all is fair in love and war. Just ask yourself how many times I redirected your assumed definitions into my own, and you begin to see the power that each of us holds. The ultimate response able IT, responsibility, rests with you and your own willingness to simply let go and let the universe carry you home. How many 3D's, threads, are you clinging to? What and who are those threads attached to? Are you willing finally to let go of everything to have, as in cut in half, nothing? Where everything comes from the void of nothing anyway. The ultimate singularity rests in knowing that nothing is everything and everything is nothing. In the beginning, God created light, and where do you think that light came from? If you said devoid of nothing, then I will bid you farewell, where that well is limitless, and the fare is paid in full. The ferryman will take you where you wish to go without fuss or fee, where it is only you that decides if you have a price you can be bought at, or if you're priceless. The gems in my eyes are free for all, where the world is my oyster after all. I owe or owe I? I owe the divine feminine creation versus the creation of I of the divine feminine creation. The choice is yours. I made my deal, and now I know what's behind number 1, 2, and 3. P. Manley Hall or Monty Hall? Same thing to me. Moise in love. Yours truly.